All right, welcome back to another national PSI real estate exam prep. And today we're going to talk about the creation of agency and non-agency agreements. And more specifically, we're going to go over 5 questions with the explanations of questions that we think that you're going to see on your national PSI real estate exam. So question number 1, a contract that secures the employment of a brokerage firm to find a ready, willing, and able buyer for a seller is a listing contract. A listing contract serves as a personalized service agreement that formalizes the engagement of a brokerage firm to locate a suitable buyer who is prepared, willing, and financially capable of purchasing a property on behalf of a seller. On the other hand, a sales contract establishes a binding agreement between a property buyer and seller, outlining the terms of the property's purchase. Meanwhile, an escrow contract is a mutually agreed upon arrangement involving a buyer, a seller, and an escrow agent, often a broker, which specifies the roles and responsibilities of each party during the transaction. And lastly, an option contract is a contractual agreement where the optioner, typically the property owner, grants the optionee the exclusive right to purchase or lease the property at the predetermined price within a specified time frame. Question number 2, a listing contract in which payment of the commission is contingent on the broker being able to produce a buyer before the property is sold by the owner or another broker is called an open listing. And an open listing, multiple brokers can be employed by the seller, with the commission going to the one who finds a buyer. Net listings, which often lead to excessive commissions, are discouraged and even illegal in some states. In an exclusive right to sell listing, the seller must pay the broker a commission no matter who sells the property. In an exclusive agency listing, both the brokerage firm and the cooperating broker get paid unless the seller sells the property independently. Question number 3, a buyer entered into a buyer agency agreement that gave him the right to purchase property on his own and not pay the buyer's agent. This best describes an exclusive agency buyer agency contract. Exclusive buyer or seller agency contracts grant the buyer the freedom to locate and purchase a property without incurring a commission obligation to their agent. Similarly, sellers in such agreements retain the option to sell their property independently without being liable for a commission. Question number 4. Under which of these listing agreements can owners of listed property sell the property on their own without having to pay the listing broker a commission? An open listing and an exclusive agency listing. In an exclusive agency listing, one broker is granted exclusive representation rights, but the seller can still sell the property independently without any obligation to the broker. On the other hand, in an open listing, the seller can engage multiple brokers to sell the property, with the listing broker receiving a commission only if they are the ones who bring about the sale. In contrast, with an exclusive right to sell listing, the seller is required to pay the broker a commission if the property sells during the listing period, regardless of who facilitates the deal. And question number 5, a listing contract must be signed by both the seller and the listing broker. The listing contract requires signatures from all the involved parties, including those with a legal interest in the property. Since the contract is primarily between the seller and the listing broker, it is necessary for either the listing broker or their authorized representative to sign the contract. All right, this was 5 questions to help you pass your PSI National Real Estate Exam. If this was helpful, give us a like. And remember to subscribe because every week we are dropping another video to help you pass your PSI National Real Estate Exam.